All right, sketchcardhive here with a very special and often amazing person who is just great to have on the show constantly. Gingieman Cards. Say hi, Gingie. All right, so this is crazy and kind of a little unconventional. So I was going through my Silver Surfer binder and I spotted a card, and something I never noticed about the card, at least I never clicked for me about the card. And I hit up Gingie and I was like, look, you've ever heard about X set? And now in the title, you know it's the Versus System set. And Gingie was like, what about that set? I was like, well, there's something special in it. So I'm going to show you the card that I was looking at. And it's Silver Surfer. Of course, no surprise there.
Of course. What else would we expect?
Now, what's special about it is that little stamp there. That says first edition.
Hello.
Now, this is crazy. So then I told Gingie, I was like, well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is this the only time there's a Marvel card with a first edition stamp on it?
From my knowledge, and again, yours is far greater than mine, I would say yes.
I think it is. And if I'm wrong, please let me down in the comments below.
Yeah.
And ignore this entire video because it's going to go nowhere
this.
after. This is all downhill from here. So just ignore the rest of it. But we figured, because we both had this idea, and we were like, oh, that's interesting. And Gingie is the place to go for investment knowledge, prices, anything with Marvel cards where you're looking to buy in. Gingieman's channel is the place to go. And mine is simply a place where you kind of just hang out and wonder if you've lost your mind yet. And so I figured what would be the best thing to do is for us to get in on this and do a live, well, recorded, no interruptions, no editing necessary. And I figured we just like research the set and kind of talk about the idea of what this could possibly mean.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds good. And then
right,
I think what would be interesting, when I research a set, it might be different to how you do it. So
that's why I want to do it together, because I want to know your strategy. I figured it'd be cool for people to know. So first things first, Marvel cards, unfortunately, is not a thing like Bulbapedia for Pokemon, where you can go to a set and kind of get all your information from it. This stuff is kind of buried still. We're all working on making more information ready to available. That's why we do the YouTube channels and the Instagrams and all that kind of good stuff. So I brought up the Wikipedia page because as sad as that is our only source right now. Nope. Don't get rid of Gingie. Okay, fine. Add to stream. There. So here we are on the Wikipedia. So our old eyes can see it. So here we are. So this set came out in April 24th, 2004, 17 years ago. 17 years ago.
That's mad, isn't it? I feel old.
You feel old yet, Gingie? VS system is short for Versus System. Nothing too crazy there. Designed by Upper Deck. In the game, players build a deck. And this is a game, of course, and a deck building, kind of TCG. Now, first question is this. Gingie, why are we so concerned with looking at TCG cards for Marvel? Why is that important?
So I think about Pokemon straight away. When I hear TCG, I'm like, Pokemon. Purely because I collected the Pokemon cards as a kid.
Same.
And let's not talk about what happened to my cards. But yeah, definitely. So for me, Pokemon, and that's just an important factor for sure.
Exactly. That's where I'm at with it too. So there were gaming cards with Marvel, a little sprinkle throughout. You have this one from 1977. I think this was part of a board game. I'm not sure. 1977, right there. Superheroes. You can find these. They're very cool.
Yeah.
Hard, condition sensitive, all that kind of good stuff. And there's other ones. There's ones from like Monopoly. There's ones that are huge, like this one here, which is also part of a card game type of thing.
Oh, yeah. I love those. So that's Waddington's. What year is it?
Exactly. 19... Marvel Superheroes, 1991.
91. I love these cards.
Love these cards. They're beautiful, beautiful, big, beautiful, bold colored cards. They're gorgeous. And there's other ones as well. You know what I mean? We have this one too, which is another one we have, which was part of a deck, right? So you have some variations. So this is one with the blue background that I have, and other yada, yada, yada things. The one you probably most familiar with is, of course, Overpower. So Gingie and I have spoken about Overpower in the past and why we think it's pretty significant. Overpower is a pretty interesting. It was the first time that really there was kind of a gaming system, and it was big, right? Yeah. A lot of people like the Overpower stuff, and I will tell you this now. A lot of people do collect the Overpower Marvel cards. It's a little niche for sure, but I promise you, there's a pretty good stronghold in that area. Pretty good stronghold in all of Marvel TCG stuff. Upper Deck pushes this, I would argue, more than the comic art cards. They do, right?
Yeah.
They do the Twitch. Yeah. They do the Twitch live stream for Legendary, and they've pushed. There's been more promotional material for Versus System Marvel cards than any other, right? Between boxes, binders, this thing. So I posted on Instagram that a video was coming. I was thinking about something, and Gingie hasn't seen it yet.
That is amazing.
It's a box.
That's superb. I mean, I would buy just the box because I like it, but
same.
So cool.
So that's a little revealing. So this is a stack of the promo Prism.
Nice.
But yeah.
Wow.
But they had really nice items like this for the different sets and expansions, right? So it's been heavily, like, money has been put into this constantly to try to, like, build it up, right? It's pretty big. It's not big to a lot of us, even me. You know what I mean? I only do it because Surfer's on there. Never played the game, right?
Yeah.
But neither, right. So, I mean, everyone I've ever spoken to that does the collectible portion of cards, I mean, if you looked at this on a pie chart, I think you're looking at like 5% of people were really heavily in the TCG stuff. So we have Overpower, right? And then after Overpower, there were like two iterations. There was one in, what was it, Gingie? 1990. Oh, God, I don't remember.
What, Overpower?
95, right?
Yeah, 95, yeah.
And then there was one in 97 from like my Surfer collection records. There's probably other things out there that I don't know of, but very nice stuff. Now, Versus System. So, Gingie, how important could it be seeing a first edition card? Like, what are some questions are we having right now? Like, what are some things flying through your mind about this now?
So, yeah, again, I link back to, first edition Pokemon cards. What on earth happened there? Look at the market now, where first edition cards are. It's insane, absolutely insane.
Insane.
People started grading them. People started collecting full sets of first edition cards, and that was just madness. You think about
pure madness.
Yeah, and you think about Logan Paul wearing a BGS Pokemon card around his neck, which by the way is really important for culture.
Important.
The kids. I call the kids, but the teenagers of today's world. So yeah, massively important.
Yeah, massively important. I mean, let's put this in context, right? And we're thinking about this in the sense like, what does this? Is there? Okay, so here's the big question: is there a correlation between a first edition, the only first edition Marvel cards from Versus System, right? Between that and Pokemon, right? So let's go down the list.
Mm-hmm.
First edition. There's the big thing is there a first edition box for Marvel System? That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. So technically, let's look at the very first set, right? I think here we go. So we have a list. So that worked out. Release order, expansion only, Marvel Origins. That was in April 2004 when it first released. Featured team, size, number of cards, 220, and it was the first set.
It's a lot of cards.
That's a lot of cards. A lot of cards. So let's see if Marvel Origins actually maybe like had a first edition box.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
So Gingie's going to be on his side, double checking. This is the one I have up. Now, this is interesting. So it's Marvel Origins. It's here. It's expensive. So another thing I do to show you guys my process in this, which I don't know why I'm showing you my process, but hey, stupid is stupid does. Here we go. So let me show you.
You're providing value.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving information away at this point, which is fine. So this is what I do. I tend to go to eBay and I type in versus system Marvel, and then I go the highest priced items first. That way I can see what crazy people are charging, and it helps me understand where the rarity is right off the bat. Gingie, do you do it any differently?
I go to sold and completed first, and then I work my way back. Like, I mean, when I say work my way back, I mean months. Oof. To get a good feel. But again, yeah, you might have to be more specific in the search.
Whoa. This is interesting.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, why? $3,000 for that? That's incredible.
32.73.
Oh, euros. So it's Thanos, right?
It's Thanos, 2006. It's an extended art one. So these extended art ones came in like these kind of boxes, right?
Okay.
And specialty boxes. They were promos, and they have a red number on the bottom. I have a few surfers. Now this one.
This looks pretty good. A little bit corner there.
We got a little bit of whitening there. So that's probably going to knock it to a 9, or at least it should, or keep it at a 10 if there's no scratches on the surface. Now, the other big checklist. So one of the big checklists for this is, the first one is there a first edition TCG thing that matches with Pokemon? Yes. So check, right? We don't know yet if there is a first edition scenario here where it says first edition, but there was never a second edition that didn't have the stamp. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Because that's a big deal, right? Because we have the 1994 Marvel Universe first edition boxes, right? But the cards don't say first edition on them, and there's no notable difference between those cards and the others. So I still have a question about that, because I've always been super confused about that. So if you know any better than me in the comments, let me know. Again, this is supposed to be a brainstorming activity here. So these are my questions. Do you see any reason why this card should have sold for that much?
Have a look at the
description.
Yeah, I don't think it says a lot.
It's a lot of help. So
do you speak what Spanish is that? I don't know.
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course I do.
Oh yeah.
This yeah, right here. This is a fake auction, and this is not a real buy. Pretty much logistically, that's what it says.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is real. See. See me anymore. It's a beautiful card.
Yeah, it's a smashing card, but
is it a $3,000 card?
At this point, I would go to 130 point to cross-check whether that's actually a completed listing.
You just want to give away all the secrets, don't you, Gingie?
This is what we wanted to do, wasn't
it? I was going to keep some things to myself, you madman.
You didn't tell me to limit myself.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not limiting. No. There's other sites that do this too. We don't know shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever we think we know, everybody else has done.
Yeah, 100 times.
No, why can't I just know how to type?
Don't type in anything dangerous.
Oh, like search history? God, that's a lot, man. How can you watch that much in a day? It's not from a lack of trying, people. Oh, gosh. What have I done? Okay, so I'm sharing my screen here. Let's go to 30 point. Bada bing. There we are. Okay. Then we go to search eBay. Sold. I think we can go to advanced search. No, we can just type in this item number. I hope.
I don't know if item number always works, but
no,
it's worth trying.
I can go back here and do list and do the title. Title, right?
Yeah. Because I'm not sure how good 130 point is. Like if it can gather that information.
I probably can't. That's why it's taking so long. It's like, what the hell are you asking me? What's wrong with you, you madman? Yeah.
But to be fair, when was the listing? When was that sold listing? It might have been ages ago. There you go. Okay.
I'm calling bull on this one. Trying not to cuss on my channel too
Number
much.
of bids 0. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm calling lie. So I'm calling that a lie. So let's go back. Let's get out of here.
This is great though. This is a solid example.
This is good. This is good.
Of things to do when you're researching cards, like because there are so many sold listings but not actually sold. You need to be distinguished between them.
You have to know too. So these boxes do sell.
239.
So that is really interesting, and that's an interesting Spider-Man we're going to check out in a second. So these boxes do sold. It is the first released. Now this is something that I find super fascinating.
Yep.
Do you see first edition on this box?
Nope. Not a thing.
Not anything. It's expensive though, because a lot of the other ones on eBay are listed at that. Now, this is what I find super interesting. Do you see Hulk's arm here?
It's a very green arm.
Nothing. Very green arm. He watches more than me. Do you see how there's no? Do you see how there's no lettering or anything there?
Yeah. Yep.
Now let's check this out because I found this really interesting.
Something sneaky going on here.
I know, something really sneaky, isn't it? Something shady. Let's share this. If this is not interesting to you guys, be sure to ask me never to bring this up again.
How could this not be interesting?
Okay, good. Do you see the difference?
Yeah. Standard edition. Okay.
It's only for 165 though.
So we're saying the one without the standard edition on is more expensive, right?
It should be from the sell listing.
By the way, I have no idea about these cards, so this is a complete learning experience for me.
Me too. I only discovered the surfer, had this question, and before I went into my little psychotic behavior here, I was like, let's get it on film so when people commit me, they can just go out of the way to do it how
big disparity.
They have all the evidence they need. So huge disparity. Yeah, this is pretty big. So this is a standard too. This is a standard. Very big difference in pricing here, which is interesting. This is kind of cool. So they had those kind of booster tabs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a team up. It's Marvel Knights. So this is $295. It says standard edition.
Yeah. So that to me looks like a case of people not knowing.
Maybe so. Hopefully so. So this does bring up this portion here. So here's one again that says standard edition. Maybe there hasn't been any other ones that don't say standard edition. No, standard. Do we see any that say that don't have standard? Maybe that's the trick. So this one does not have standard edition on it, and it's $400. Are you seeing something here?
Nope. Unless they printed it somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Like on the side.
Or they didn't put first edition on these boxes for some reason. And the standard edition is really the second edition. And that's why it's standard. And that's why they're always super high. Because this is standard and it's not 400, it's 250.
Sounds like good logic.
Sounds interesting enough to me to make me believe I know what I'm talking about.
Nah, you do. You know your stuff. Don't act coy.
What do you need, my love? Oh yeah, babe. Time to buy some yarn. What up? We're doing hobby day, my wife and I, and she was just like, I think I'm gonna buy some yarn. I was like, hell yeah, you are.
What do you mean buy some yarn?
So she knits.
Ah, awesome.
Gingie. We're recording for we're doing a live investigation of cards.
You need to sell that on Etsy.
She says hi.
Hey, how you doing?
He says hi back. Here you go, love. So this is all part of researching. Your life does still go on as you research for cards. Things just don't stop. But this is pretty interesting to me, man. I think something is interesting. I think that's something important.
100%.
There's no reason for this box to be $400 and be the only one on here that doesn't say standard.
Okay.
Hit me.
You know what I would do at this point?
Let's do it.
This may or may not work. I would check Jeff Olander's House of Checklists right now, just to see if they have anything in, because they have some good notes that explain.
Jeff is the best. Let's go check out Jeff.
Big Jeff.
Let's
I like him.
Let's see if Jeff can heal all wounds.
Sounds like a standout guy.
He seems really nice. I don't know him. I wish I did.
Yeah, me too. He's spent some serious time doing these.
We should get him on Pack Fresh.
Yes.
If I ever found him. If I ever found him. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Jeff. I'm going to show you guys the site and how to get there. I don't remember the huge handle, so it's on my bookmarks. So let me go here. Okay, so here we go. So this is it. NSlist with an S.com. And this is where all the DC Marvel card listings are. But when you go to the site, it looks like this. I'll explain to you. So this is the normal site when you look at it. And I go here to DC Marvel Comics. And that's where it brings me for this. Okay. The next thing I do, sorry for that. The next thing I do is
Control F.
Control F, baby. You see how it says silver there? That's how sick your boy is.
It's like, oh, that's what I normally search.
Obviously, you're looking for this. So no, he does not have Versus System listed here. Huh. I wonder if it's anywhere else on this.
Trading.
You see
Are these right? I forgot to say, these aren't British. They're not. They're American, right?
They're American.
Yeah.
The Versus System ones. They are definitely American. America. So he doesn't have anything listed for the Versus System.
Interesting.
That's scary.
So I would go in Google then and type in Versus System checklist just to see if there's anything some dude's done.
Always the one dude, right? Who's like,
yeah,
this is my life now. And then they write all this stuff out for everybody. And everybody's like, thank you. Okay, that's a card. Okay, so here we go. We have this. That's a great Gambit too.
Oh, look at that.
First edition Gambit exists. That's cool.
Wow.
It does exist.
Basic set, first edition.
Whoa.
With parallel foil set.
So we did it. So that's it.
Shit. Wow. Okay, so the unlimited edition
must be the standard edition is what it's called.
Gotta be, hasn't it?
And this is 2004. And we know the set that was in 2004 is Origins, which is the one we just saw.
Yep.
Wow. And they have different tiers of rarity, just like Pokemon.
So you can get foils of each of these.
Each one has a foil, baby.
That's mad.
So now you have a couple of different ticks, right? First edition tick, first edition box tick, hologram tick,
yep,
and then common, uncommon, rarity tick.
Yep. And at this point, you're probably not going to see any ratios because it's a trading card game.
Right. So you don't know how many rares you get.
Oh,
I don't think
it says rarity. What does that mean?
Rarity means these are common cards. These are uncommon cards.
Sorry, yeah.
Rarity. So you have that there. I don't know how many. You must not get a full deck in
a
here.
box. Nah,
in a box.
Way.
I doubt it. Oh wait, here we go. So rare, uncommon, common. Right. Promos. Ooh.
Right. So was one of those that listing on promo?
Say again.
That listing that sold, was it a promo? I know it might have been a fake.
It might be. So let's. Oh, I lost my. Okay, let's go. It was Thanos, right? It wasn't anything named special.
No, it was Armageddon.
Oh. No, I don't see it on there.
No, neither do I.
I have an Alex Ross 2-card. Oh, so I was gonna save that for later. You guys want to know what that one is? That's special. That I was gonna tell Gingie. That where are you? So that's special. Let me share my screen. That's special. You ready for this one? I found this. This thing did pop up, and I was like, oh boy, that's special. Nope, that's not the special thing. Ignore that.
Seal packs, though.
Those are just seal packs out of like a dual thing. I opened up so much of this stuff not realizing what it was because I wanted to like have it on tab. And of course, I didn't do a very good job. Employee exclusive card.
Wow.
This was given to employees only.
Okay. So how many?
I don't know.
That's mad, isn't it? When you don't know the number of something, that is just like, ooh, okay.
It looks like they all came in these plastics that held the two cards together.
Yep.
It's Alex Ross featured art. And by the way, that's the big thing about the Versus system that a lot of people don't realize is that the art that's in here might be like comic book art, but a lot of it is original art too, made for this set specifically. I don't know if this was made for the set specifically, but this is an Alex Ross piece. This is called an extended art because this is it's bigger than this part here. Illustrator Alex Ross. The number here correlates it to being a promo. Here's your certificate of authenticity. And here's the back. The back of the card is the full art of the card. And the back of the certificate is the Versus System logo.
That is cool.
Isn't that cool? All those round out. Oh, it's beautiful. All those round out to 300. There's 3 or 4 of them on eBay now. You could best offer, try to get for 210, 150. I think that would be a buy.
100%. That's nice.
That's nice. That looks good. I think that looks good.
Definitely.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Love it. Okay,
so we have learned a few things. Oh, this was cool too. Before we get back to our big discovery here.
Display promo.
Oh, this is crazy. You ready?
Ooh, I'm a fan of stuff like this.
Adam Kerber. But this is what I'm talking about. They did like really nice stuff.
Oh, it's massive.
It's massive.
I thought it was
Me too.
Jesus. That's not getting a PSA 10? Question mark.
PSA 10? Question mark. This is something you haven't. Man, if this was Surfer, I would have bought it already.
Yeah, that is cool. That is very cool. Like if you're a Wolverine collector, like you've got
that, you get that. You get that. You don't even think about that. $100.
How's damage throughout?
Yeah, but I mean, overall, that looks really cool.
Yeah. You're not finding that anywhere, like.
No. You got a Spider-Man here. All right, let's not go down the standee.
Yeah, it's gonna. Is there a Surfer one?
There's a Juice Go Surfer one that I have, but it's small. It's not big. I'll show it to you guys later. But yeah. But I thought that was kind of cool. All right, let's get back into it. Enough of this little shortcut bit here. I don't remember what we were doing. This is so sad.
So on the checklist.
Checklist. I'm going back to our checklist now. Checklist. I believe that's our checklist. Nope, it's not. I swear I will get to our checklist soon enough.
So yeah, at this point, I would check each one to see what they say.
Oh, for sure.
Because
right,
you never know what juice you can find.
So here we go. So we have some more. Wait a minute. No way. Is that what I think it's doing?
What? It's telling you which one's the first edition. Card number 440 is the first edition.
And you can click on them.
Nah.
What? So DC Origins has it. So DC has it. Web of Spider-Man, so there are two.
So there's a Web of Spider-Man first edition and a Marvel Origins first edition.
And a DC Origins.
DC.
But it looks like that's it. They stopped the first edition stuff after that.
Okay.
All right, let's see what happens when we clicked on this. Wow, this is a nice little site. What is this called? Cardguide.fandom.
It's nice. Okay, so it gives you a breakdown of
each card.
Yeah.
And the serial number, so this is important.
And these are all classed as first edition cards.
And
then you got the rares.
Rares and commons. You have a parallel foil set. So that's the really good stuff. And that's all they got for us. So they have a first edition and an unlimited edition for the Marvel Origins. You have a starter deck for X-Men versus Brotherhood. I don't know if those would be first edition. Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. You have DC one. You have oversized cards.
Yes.
Batman and Sentinel.
Nice.
That's a cool looking Batman.
Oh,
that's an oversized card. Cool. So that's pretty cool. It's really cool. And then you have a Web of Spider-Man first edition.
It's interesting.
And that's where the Surfer's from.
Okay.
That I have.
There's not many rares in there.
No, not many at all.
1, 2, 3, 1 every.
There are 112. So there's 55 rares.
Oh, okay, there is.
And then 55 rares on the non-foil and foil. So all together, you know what I mean? There's 55 rares. Great characters too, like big characters.
Yeah. Plot twists, I like those.
The plot twists look cool. Promos. Okay, rarity breakdown. 92 promos.
So they're all one.
Interesting. Okay, well that's pretty interesting. All right, Gingie, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts on this?
I want to get a full set of foil parallels with first edition. That's where my thoughts are right now.
My thoughts are right now. Oh gosh.
So I would personally, and this is very far-fetched because I don't think there will be any. I would check PSA. See if anyone's been a bit clever and already got this kind of, can I swear? No. Any of this shit already.
that a cowlick? Look at that. See, that's what happens when you don't comb your hair in the morning. No, that's huge. That's the biggest one so far. All right, pop report. Is it showing up on screen? Yes, it is. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. All right. 2004 versus system. We'll check Marvel Origins
do all
first.
sorts of search.
Okay. Oh, God.
It's
so there's two. So usually this happens when they don't do it correctly.
That happens
and
a
someone
lot.
categorizes it oddly. So you have the double list. Hopefully they fix that one day, which I'm sure they will. So here's the Marvel Origins. Oh my God.
Okay,
that's interesting. Let's see the other one.
The first thing I would say off the bat, there's no 10s. I mean, there's only 4 cards, but
this is weird. Maybe we're not looking at something right. That's Man of Steel, Marvel. There's Web. Is that literally all they have?
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, what's that?
That's the player started.
DC. There you go. Web Spider-Man.
First edition.
Yeah. How many are in there? Someone's got to have done it. See, this annoys me. Like with PSA Pops sometimes.
I agree.
They've done it with Flair. Like they have like 4 different... I'm like, what are you doing? Just condense it.
Whoa.
Okay. First edition foil, 110.
First edition Venom.
Someone's clever, man. Someone's blooming clever.
Okay. All right. Someone tried to do this little.
Does that say Dr. Ock?
Yes. Okay. One here.
Wow.
3 9s for Spider-Man. So someone tried for the Spider-Man.
Okay, so this one says first edition. So I do wonder if their slabs are all labeled differently as well. Because I would want that first edition in the title of the slab. Otherwise, I don't want it.
Exactly. 100%. You would have to have that in the slab title. Good shit. Okay. I'm not seeing anything. This is sad. Maybe we're doing this wrong? There's no way it can be this bad. Heralds of Galactus has a few of them. No surfers. Like 2 10s.
What year is this?
This is 2006.
Okay.
And then this is the other one I saw listed. 0 10s. 6 cards graded. No way. We're doing something wrong here, right, Gingie? Am I doing something wrong here?
No.
Or does this look good to you?
This is good. This is legit.
This is legit, right? I mean, I'm not crazy. Maybe I put the year in and messed it up.
Marvel's a good shout. Yeah, so they're the ones you clicked already.
Those are the ones I clicked already. These are all the ones I clicked already. Oh my gosh, there is none of these graded, Gingie.
Whoever has them graded is a very smart person.
They're the only smart person because there's nothing else graded. So they must just have like
the foils they've got. Yeah.
Marvel Zombies. Someone tried to do that. That was pretty cool. Spider-Man Zombie. There's a Spider-Man Zombie card. That's cool. That's cool.
So, like, how many Spider-Man?
So now here we got to get the big question. So now the question is this, and Gingie and I are both thinking this because we're both shady. The next thing is this. So we're not saying this is a big secret or anything like that. I'm not trying to get people super hyped and lose their minds and cause a massive undertaking. No, overtaking of society. What we're just simply interested in now understanding is that what is the very first Spider-Man from this set that has the first edition stamp on it that's foiled and in good condition?
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
Let's Let's see where it is. So now Gingie and I now officially have a thing we're hunting. So first smart move is eBay versus System. Spider-Man. Not going to put first edition because we want to see what we get as a whole, just in case there's some mislabeling.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go to highest first. All right. So, these playmats. I did find the Surfer one after years of hunting it down for Heralds of Galactus, and it's a playmat. These are super rare. Not $500 rare, but rare enough. So this is the employee special one that we saw earlier. There's the employee one again. Look, what a coincidence. The one that doesn't say standard is up here.
5 watches. 6 watches.
That's important.
Yep. 100%. That's very important. When you see that on the big cards, there's a lot of watches, you know something's good. Like, no doubt about it. Most of the time.
So this is interesting.
Number 3, HP.
Now, I don't think this is the first Spider-Man from that set. It's because it says 2008. If it was, it would have said 2004.
Interesting as well. Mark Bagley.
And it's a promo. Well, no, might not be because it's not in red. But I think this might be the second edition of Versus because they changed their look by 2008. Pretty cool. Okay. Another one, but this one says standard. We also have tins. Let's see if the tins say first edition.
What's that on the top left?
E-Pack, upper E-Pack, the e-digital stuff. Exclusive variant cards. So this is where you can get a lot of the promo cards. These are nice tins, actually.
Yeah, they are nice.
I like them.
Put your sandwiches in there.
Yeah, a little lunchbox. There you go. What's up?
Well, hey, guys.
Hey, guys. We found lunchboxes. We're no longer interested in cards. You'll have a good day.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So here we go. First edition stamp. Web of Spider-Man.
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, Spidey.
I can't wait for that movie.
Oh, it's going to be great. When I saw that pumpkin, I was losing my mind. Okay, so here we go.
Wow. First edition complete foil set. Wow.
That's a big thing too, because that tells you something. So let's look at some cards together real quick. These look beautiful.
Look at that Spider-Man bottom middle.
Beautiful. So these are from Web of Spider-Man. They're not Marvel Origins, which is interesting because this is the only other set that was first edition, but yet we're not finding Marvel Origin first edition cards. I don't know why that's the case. I wonder. They look good. Look at that Venom.
Yeah, that's nice.
Look at that Spider-Man. That's a great one. Spider Senses.
Nice cards.
I like them. Hey, my boy.
Nice.
Good characters too.
I do like the Venoms in the Carnage.
Venoms are nice. You got a Nightcrawler, really who doesn't exist anymore. These are hard to hunt. So I was able to finish off the Silver Surfer complete versus system set, which is Silver Surfer, even appearances anywhere, but they're not always titled under one character because they usually Pot, Twist, or something else. So it's pretty hard hunt for character collections, but definitely worth it. Check out Category 1 games. They sell a lot of them used. They might not be in the best condition, but it will complete your set. And I've done that, just so people know. Dr. Doom. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool. 7 watches as well. That's super interesting.
That's interesting. Here's another playmat. That's a good one.
So you say playmat? How big?
It's like basically like I've shown you mine.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
They're big. They're nice. They're nice
I need
pieces.
to get one of those.
Yeah. I mean, I can make you one. You just tell me what you want. I'd make you one. Unless you want the official one, obviously, but I'd make you something too.
Whoa, what's that?
Here's one graded.
Card? 2007. It's a cool card.
It's a very cool card. They look good graded.
They do.
So you can see that there's going to be centering issues.
Yep, 100%.
The real centering here is at the bottom. That's the real problem. Sorry for the hover.
And the same as Pokemon cards, isn't it? Like if these cards were played with, you're going to have
problems.
Big problems, yeah. That's nice.
So we're going to start wrapping it up soon after we find our Spider-Man, because I don't want the video to get too long. Oh.
These are 2007 ones, though. They're not even... I say not even. That is a sick card. The black on the black. Wow.
Wow. That's a nice looking card.
That is cool.
I don't even see a first edition Spider-Man. Oh, there it is.
You sure?
I don't know if that's 2000. Is that 2004? Yep, those are 2004.
Yep. Sheesh.
There we go.
$40? Do you want to make an offer right now? Or?
No. We got to be careful. So you see how they're wrapped up in this plastic? That means these came from a starter deck, like in Pokemon. Remember back in the day?
Yep.
But that's what it looks like. That's what we're hunting.
Is that foil?
That is foil.
Yeah.
So this is the interesting part, and this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to write something down. I'm going to show you what I'm writing down. So everyone's see, we'll start finishing up the video once we get to our quest. I wrote down MSM008. That's the card number down here. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to go back to our checklist here. Okay. Let's do this checklist because this one's pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. All of these are MOR.
Because that's a spider. These are the origins.
These are the origins. Yeah. I thought that was the origins, but that must have come out of... Tricky. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so MOR is Marvel Origins, and MSM is Web of Spider-Man. Okay, so that's good. So let's click here. Let's get this list open here. This is the card list, and it's MOR. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Find Spider-Man. All right, how many? There's 2 Spider-Mans in here. And I'm going to write this down. MOR. Shoot, I lost it. Where is it? No, you dirty bastard. Come here. Okay. All right. MOR 061. And let's see what the second one is. Oh, okay, so one's foil, one's not, and this is a rare. So this is a rare card. The real buy would be the employee one, I think, right? But this is special. This is special. Because if you can get this in a Gem Mint 10, I imagine this is the card you're looking for. They got a Wolverine, too. They have Wolverines.
Yep. I'd imagine they have the... Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Can't read that. Oh, this is from Category 1 games like I was showing you guys. That's a beautiful card. Oh, look, it says Versus System on the... Wow. That's cool. So MOR061, that has 2 in there, I think. So that can't be it. Whoa. I wonder how overprinted these cards are.
MSM007.
So that's Web of Spider-Man.
Autographed. Why would that be autographed?
No, that's convention auto. I double-checked that. That's not anything. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, and thank you. But I don't think that's anything.
Okay.
This is special. That's a promo pack.
Okay.
That's a promo Spider-Man card.
MOR7.
Mm-hmm. So that's a promo. Extended art promo. Promos are a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's Web again. Spidey with some tight buns.
MOR we want.
Huh. And they got quotes on these too, which I really like. You know what? Let's get crazy here. Jesus. Is this it?
It's got to be. Nice.
Wow, that's foil.
That's a cool card.
New Fantastic Four. That's it.
Yep,
and there's the number.
With First edition on the right-hand side.
Wow. Was that the same way? It's one in that clear plastic? No, this is different. We haven't seen this one, have we?
It's not bad shape. Bit of whitening on the bottom. Big. Basic 10? Question mark.
Basic test mark. So here's the real problem, everybody. And this is the craziest thing about this. Why is this the only one here? Why is this this is the same one listed twice? eBay has that glitch. Oh, this is a sponsored one. So it's the same one, just advertised twice. There has to be something we don't know.
Super interesting.
All right, Gingie, thoughts?
I love it. Need to do some more digging.
Thing. So just so you know.
Full art promo. Yeah. Need to do a little bit more digging.
We have to do tons of digging.
To check.
To double check all of this.
Yeah.
Let's check the other one. The other biggie in our lives. My God, these are cool.
No joke. Before sketchcardhive talked to me before this video, I had no clue about these cards, by the way. No clue.
Oh, there's 2 packs.
Wow.
These are pretty.
That's a cool card as well.
Great card. Oh, there it is. MR. But not first edition.
So that's the standard.
2004. That's the standard. So there should be a variation. One in first, one with no stamp. There should be.
Where are they?
I don't know. Why is this so hard to find?
ComC is a good shout, to be fair.
You know what? Let's check something out here. So this one says first edition, yes?
Yep.
And it's going to be
MOR
27. What is it, 27?
Yep. But that's not a foil, that one, is it?
No, but there will be a foil version.
Yep.
So we'll do that. Marble. Oh my gosh, yes, it is. We did it.
$1.
Oh
What?
my gosh.
What?
We did it. There's the card. Same year, MOR 027.
That didn't have a first edition.
But this one does.
And this one does. And that's clean. I don't know what's that right on the corner. Wow.
Nice and centered. But not like super centered.
Not
in the
bad.
best shape.
Not bad. That's mad.
He didn't even put first edition, or she.
I know, because they don't know.
Well, we did it.
Yeah, 100%. That's a complete find.
Okay.
That is mad.
All right. So it took us under an hour, which is pretty cool. You have to admit, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know what we can say is for sure here. Let's do a little bit of your thoughts section of this video before we call it quits. This will be on both of our channels. What are you thinking, Gingie?
I'm thinking that's an absolute play. It's pure and simple as that. It took us an hour. It took you.
It took us an hour to figure this out.
A guy that knows a lot about Pokemon cards. Let me just repeat that. I mean, something that takes that long to find that's first edition. I mean, that's just amazing. And they are nice looking cards.
They are nice.
Ross, yeah, those Alex Ross ones, employee cards are
beautiful.
A no-brainer. Yeah, that's just amazing.
And understand, when Gingie and I looked this up, so everybody knows, when we say things are no-brainers and stuff, it's not like we're not actually buying them. I'm sure after this, Gingie and I will look a little bit harder, and you might see one less card on here because Gingie and I will try to make a play. That's why we're recording this and not doing it live. So sorry for that. But we will not take everything. We can only afford one or two things. So you have nothing to worry about. This will go out with plenty of items still listed on the bay. But yeah, when Gingie and I say it's a play, we're thinking in our heads, we're like, man, if we had the cash, that would be no brainer. Like I would buy the employee because I think it looks really cool. I think if I had the cash, I do 150, 175, 185, and I'd be okay with that.
That's a fair deal.
That's a fair deal. I wouldn't be sad about that. You know what I mean? I'd be happy to hold that and stuff. I think it's really pretty. It's not signed or anything like that, but employee exclusive cards are very rare. We don't know how many they are, which is the tricky thing, and it's not pack pulled. So in my head, when I go down the level of rarity, just so you know what I'm thinking about when I talk, and Gingie might have this differently, but for me, it has to be pack pulled. If it's an auto, it has to be on card. There has to be a way to distinguish the card and that it's certified either with a COA that comes in the pack or it's hard stamped with an embossed stamp, like most of the older pieces. You know what I mean? It just goes down the ladder a little bit. 100%. That's how I do it.
Yeah. And I think, we're talking about Pokemon cards again, but how many of those cards were played with is super important factor.
Yeah. I interrupted you. Go for it, brother. You're absolutely right.
And that to me is like ding, 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 ding. Not like money. I just mean idea wise.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Really interesting for me. I
mean, we just really searched. Unless we messed up on something, which is possible. And if we did, please DM us privately so we can remove this video and buy what we need to. But we I don't know, man. I've always had a hard time looking for stuff like this with the Versus System cards, and I tend just to grab them when I see them. And they're usually played. I think my surfers are pretty clean.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, again, the reason Pokemon first edition cards are so expensive is not only because of the nostalgia, and we all remember Pokemon. It was such a big thing that it just touched everybody's lives. And it did for 25 years later, still everywhere, which is such a big thing, like Marvel, which has been around even longer. But, it's such a phenomenon. But the trick is that they were played with, and they weren't like in small numbers. Like people talk about 1990 being like massively overproduced. Pokemon was massively overproduced. Probably not the first edition boxes, but a lot of them were massively overproduced too, and reprinted and so forth. But man, when I think, you know what I mean? Like you're right though. Like cards that you have to play with, and that's the defense I always hear from people who have Pokemon collections. Like these cards were played with, people didn't take care of them, and I would argue is like no one took care of Marvel either. You know what I mean? It's not like everyone was holding on to these precious things. A lot of people didn't care for these. You know, they were 15 cents at one point. You know what I mean? Some of them. But so
and I think about I automatically think about the grading aspect. To Norin's point, to find the Gem Mint 10 in these cards is like a wow.
I mean, we didn't see them.
No,
like we didn't see them.
Nope.
We didn't see a lot of boxes, and we didn't see a lot of those cards.
So you've got almost 3 factors there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. Yes, they're not numbered, but the points we've just made outweigh
the numbering factor.
Exactly.
I think. Yeah, and Pokemon's not numbered either. I mean, if you look at the pop counts for Pokemon, it's a lot of Pokemon cards that have been graded over the years. A lot. And they still have tons of value. You know what I mean? And I guess the real trick, and a big reason I wanted to do this with Gingie, not only because, you know, now he'll, you know, have to give me his first son or whatever, but like his firstborn. But no. But the reason I wanted to do it with Gingie is because Gingie does this content all the time for you guys and goes out of his way to show you what's happening, to give you some insight, because a lot of us don't make tons of money, and it's nice to, if we really like the hobby, to also have things that could eventually accumulate a lot of money, hopefully in the future, just you know, for fun, whatever. But I thought this would be fun. You got your first inside scoop on something like this. I don't know how many other opportunities will come with this, but Marvel's new. I'm sure we'll find other questions that we can't get rid of our heads, and we'll do some other hunts. I'm sure you love this video, so I'm not going to ask you to tell me you love this video because I'm too conceited for that. But let me down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Versus System. Let me know what you think about this chat. Was this informative? Did it help you? Was it fun? Did you have as much fun as we did? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you all soon.
Thanks for watching, guys.